Hi guys, I'm John and welcome to my channel. In today's spray paint art tutorial, I'll be showing you the reasons why your paint separates when making spray paint art. So for this tutorial I'll be using Montana Gold spray paint, Montana Black spray paint and Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch spray paint. So the main reasons why your paint may separate when making spray paint art is that you're using too much paint, the caps you were using, the type of paint you were using, and finally mixing different types of paint together. So the most common reason why your paint starts separating is because you're putting too much paint down in a small area. So for instance, say you're doing a space painting and you want a planet about this size. So you're going to be putting your paint down in this area to make your planet. So for instance, we're going to use a Montana Black. So we'll spray the paint down, then some paint over the top, and as you can see it's already separating the paint. That's because we put too much paint down in a small area. So we'll put some black down and some white. Because there's too much paint down there, it's starting to separate. So what you want to do to avoid this is just put less paint down and then the paint won't separate. So, press the cap lighter. It may take a bit of time getting used to the caps and the paint you were using, but just persevere for a while and you get used to it, how far to press the cap down and that. And as you can see, because I've put less paint down now, the paint isn't separating from one another. So we'll put the black down. So a light coat of black. And a light coat of white. And as you can see the difference there, just by spraying the caps a bit lighter, pressing the caps a bit lighter, you're letting less paint out, so it's less chance of it separating. So now we'll move on to the Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch, which is a bit of a thinner paint than the Montana Gold. So what we'll do now is, we'll just spray some paint down. So say we're going back to the area again, making a small planet there. So when you first get the paint, you just spray it like that. Then you get some paint over the top. And as you can see, straight away the paint started to separate because there's way too much paint down in one spot. So the red's soaking in the orange. So we'll just get a bit of black over that, just to show you, because say you were making a planet or something and you wanted some texture on it, some different colours. So we'll put the white and the red over. And as you can see the orange and that coming back through, so the paint's slowly separating. So with the Rust-Oleum being a bit more of a thinner paint, you have to just put a bit more down. So with that separating, I'll go ahead and do it and press the cap real light now. So we'll just press the cap down light. It's all down to practice. So the first time you start your spray paint art, you might get this separation of the paint while you're getting used to the caps and the paint you were using and that. Just persevere, and the more you practice, the more you'll get used to it. So we sprayed it like that, so we'll spray the orange light. So as you can see, spraying it light, it hasn't mixed, the paint hasn't started to separate. So we'll get the black, and we'll spray that light. And then the white, spray that light. And as you can see, just by pressing the caps down lighter to let less paint out, we've got no separation here of the paint. Whereas here, when we just press the cap down all the way, the paint started to separate. So now we'll move on to the Montana Gold. First of all, we'll put some of this aqua down. We'll put a lot down, just to show you the separation. All paint will separate if you put too much down. As you can see, it's starting to separate a bit here in the middle and that. We'll put some black down. And some white. So the Montana Gold won't separate as much as, say, for instance, a Rust-Oleum, because it's a thinner paint. The Montana Gold is a bit of a thicker paint than the Rust-Oleum. So as you can see, there's not much separation. There was a bit just under the black and white, but not that much. So we'll just spray it a bit lighter now. And as you can see, there's no separation there. We'll spray some black over it and some white. So as you can see, with it being a thicker paint, there weren't much separation on either of them. There was just a bit on here. So as you can see there, the main reason why the paint starts separating is because you're spraying too much paint in a small area. So the second reason why your paint might separate is because you're using a different cap. A fat cap, for instance. So a fat cap will let more paint out. So we'll spray here. I'm using a fat cap here on the Montana Black. So as you can see, it lets a lot of paint out. So we'll add some yellow over it. So we've got a lot of paint there comes out. And as you can see, it's starting to separate a lot there. Because these fat caps let a lot more paint out, and then say a skinny cap or something like that. So these are the stock caps on the Montana Black. So say for now, for instance, we're going to swap the caps over here. So we'll take these fat caps off. And what I'll do is I'll put a skinny cap on to the Montana Black. So as you can see there, it lets a lot less paint out. And now we'll get the yellow. So as you can see there, just by swapping the cap over, the difference it makes. Whereas this one starts separating because the fat cap's letting a lot of paint out. Whereas we've changed it to the skinny cap here, and there's no separation at all. So we'll just get a bit of black over it. Now we'll get a bit of white. And as you can see, there's no separation at all by using a skinny cap on the Montana Black, swapping the caps over from a fat cap to a skinny cap. So most spray paint brands are designed to like graffiti art, to spray paint on big walls and that, not to spray paint on a small sheet. So some brands do come with these fat caps because it's easier to do big areas on a wall or something like that. So for a small painting like this or something, I'd recommend, if you are going to use Montana Black or some other brands, that you swap the cap over if it's spraying too much paint out like this one, to something like a skinny cap. So the third reason why your paint may separate is the type of paint. So like I said earlier on in the video, the Rust-Oleum's a bit more of a thinner paint. So when you spray it there, you can see it's a bit see-through, transparent, because it's a bit more of a thinner paint. So we've sprayed it a lot less, and it's more of a transparent paint. So the thinner the paint, the more you've got to put down. So then that makes it separate more. But to eliminate that, all you have to do is press the cap down lighter, like I did on this one. And say for instance, the Montana Gold that I showed you here, it's a lot thicker paint. So we spray that down, and as you can see, it doesn't take much to cover the white up. And then couple of sprays and that's covered over the blue. So that's another reason why your paint may start to separate, is because the paint's thinner and you have to add more onto it to cover each colour up. But like I said, the more you practice, the more you get used to the paint you're using. And the last reason why your paint may start to separate is mixing different types of paint together. So for instance, a Montana Gold is an acrylic paint. So if I spray the Montana Gold here, and then the Montana Black is an NC Combo spray paint, which is a different formula to the Montana White. So if we spray that on top, and as you can see, the two brands it's made by the same company, but they are two different types of spray paint. So as you can see, using them both together causes them to separate. So these won't work together, it'll separate the paint. Especially when you're doing spray paint and you're in a small area. So the Montana Gold and the Montana Black would work together, but you'd have to let them dry before adding the other one on. So for instance, if you sprayed the Montana Gold first down, you'd have to let it completely dry first before adding the Montana Black on the top. And then the paint wouldn't separate or react with each other. So that's the fourth reason why your paint may separate. But like I said at the beginning of the video, the most common reason why your paint is going to start to separate is because you're putting too much paint down in a small area. Right then guys, I hope you found this spray paint art tutorial video helpful, and it answered your question about why your spray paint separates when making spray paint art. And also, if you have any questions or you want to see a certain tutorial about something, just leave a comment in the comment section. And also, don't forget to give the video a like and a share, it'd be very much appreciated. And also, if you're a new visitor to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you know when I upload new videos, it'd be very much appreciated. And once again, thank you for stopping by and watching. I hope to see you all in the next spray paint art video. Have a great day, take care, and bye for now.